train yourself to let go of everything you fear to lose.
All right, everybody, welcome into A Reel and a Beer. This is a very special discussion video of Star Wars. Everybody here on the panel is a huge Star Wars fan. Everybody here is at this table for a reason, and that reason is their love and passion for Star Wars. And I'm going to lead out with, as always, Kate Fickell. There is no mystery who she is. She's been featured on our channel several times. I feel like she's a part of the channel at this point. Kate also has an amazing tattoo that you guys will be seeing popping up on your screen right about now of her leg. And to show you how genuinely, what's the word I'm looking for here? Genuinely passionate for Star Wars is, I mean, her leg says it all. It's amazing. Danny Martin, as always, member of A Reel and a Beer.
Absolutely.
If you look at Danny's pullover, he does have a Star Wars pullover on right now.
Yeah, you normally don't wear a Metallica t-shirt to a Metallica concert, but you know, we're going to bend the rules a little bit on this one. So yeah, absolutely. It's only
I like where your head's at.
Yeah.
And then my man Jeremy Foster is in. Jeremy is a friend of mine. Jeremy is a super passionate Star Wars fan. Jeremy went to school. He's a little bit older than Danny and I. We all went to Etowah High School together.
That's been a subject of discussion this entire evening.
Just for men.
Just for men.
Does Danny need Just for Men? Leave that in the comments.
Let us know.
Does he need Just for Men, or should he go with the distinguished gentleman look? Please leave that in the comments. We're really wanting to know. He's seriously about to go buy Just for Men.
It's happening.
Back to
Not Peeves' dad.
Jeremy is a huge knowledgeable Star Wars fan, from animated series to movies to books. You name it, he knows it. That's definitely why he's here. His knowledge, we can't wait to get him in here and fire off some questions.
Setting up for failure, bro.
That's what he did to me on Facebook. He's like, she knows everything. And I'm like, great.
Yeah, but you're all like modest about it, like,
Not me, guys. No. Alright, so let's start this out. Okay, I want you to tell me a little bit how you got into Star Wars. What got you into Star Wars? What got your passion started?
Right. So definitely I owe it all to my dad because he was born in the 70s. He watched the originals, so he was a huge Star Wars fan. And then just all of my dad's side of the family just loved Star Wars. And then I kind of took that and went way farther with it.
Nice.
So they were fans, but then I became a mega fan. And so I definitely grew up grew up watching the VHS with him, and then, I grew up in the era of the prequels, so I know a lot of people hate them, but they are special to me because I was born in 94, so I grew up in that era. And then in high school was when I really started collecting, and even my friends were like, how did this just blow up? So basically my room is a mini museum of all the things, and obviously as a Star Wars collector you can't collect it all because there is literally too many things.
It's infinite. Yeah, absolutely.
It's infinite. So at this point I'm just trying to collect characters that I don't have to have at least one of each character, and I think that's more of a... I know, that's closer than like, I'm going to have all the things. It's easier to be like, maybe I'll try to have one of each character, but that's, like you said, it's still a big feat. But yeah, it's definitely a family thing. My dad's side of the family loves Star Wars, and I kind of went with it.
Jeremy, same question to you, man. What got you going?
Same thing. My dad took me back to see Empire Strikes Back in '80 at 5 years old, and it stuck.
It just grew on you?
Yep. I still remember going in theater.
Jealous.
Right.
Jealous.
Could you imagine seeing that at the theater?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have known. That was before anyone knew.
Now, here's the thing about it. I'm similar. I remember watching, we took Porter to go to the movies when I was a kid, and I remember getting the VHS when it came out on Showtime. It was Empire Strikes Back.
Right.
And I was a little kid, and I remember getting that VHS. My uncle had recorded it, and he gave us the VHS. And I remember watching that movie, sitting in the living room, and dude, I was just like, I don't think I've had that feeling since, where I'm just sitting there like, just completely captured in the moment of what is going on with this TV in front of me, dude.
Yeah.
I could tell something in my life was changing when I watched that movie, dude.
Something's developing here.
Yeah, something is happening and I mean, it's a genuine, good, clean, I mean, that, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of movies nowadays are gore and killing and all this. I mean, you got some of that, but I mean, there's something for everybody.
Yeah.
From little kids to 90-year-olds.
Right.
Yeah.
It's something for everybody. That's what captured me. Danny, same question to you. What got you started?
The first time I watched it, like I said, I grew up very, very similar to you, absolutely poor, and there was only that one channel on TV, and it was TBS, PBS, whatever. It was owned by Turner in Atlanta.
One of those S's.
Yeah, one of those S's, and I'm like, what is this? And I started watching it, and it was the first time that I've ever wanted to throw anything at a freaking TV because it went straight to commercial, after I started watching it. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? What is this? You're going to commercial? You're going to take this away from me, this godsend movie? And I'm like, and drooling in front of it and such. And I was like, okay, I got to figure this out. I got to see what this is about, where this is going. And that was the first time I actually watched. Even though the screen wasn't all HD or anything like that, I think there was some screws in the back with an antenna going out the window. But it was like,
your TV was a radio.
Yeah, it was a radio, pretty much. It was a radio with a picture, and I'm like, oh my God, what is this? This is outstanding. This took me out of, everything else I've ever experienced. And then from there.
Kate, I got to ask you a question.
Yes.
When you sit in a theater, and that Star Wars theme kicks on, and that scroll starts happening on a new Star Wars movie, explain that feeling to me.
Whew. Oh.
It's okay.
Oh my goodness, I know, right?
Just like what?
Just all of it. Anytime there's anything new Star Wars, especially when you hear a John Williams score and you hear that just raw original intro, I tear up every time. Every time. Even if I'm reading about Star Wars stuff, if there's a new series, if there's anything new that has a great soundtrack, John Williams, then it's gonna make me cry. Every time, I'm gonna tear up and just get so excited. And I think that's kind of why I was disappointed with the intro of Rogue One, because I went in there and I knew it wasn't gonna. Overall, great movie, great movie. But going in, I knew it wasn't going to be an episode, but it just lacked the intro, and I just
the score wasn't quite.
I just didn't get as pumped when I saw Rogue One, and it was like, nah.
And then the movie just starts. Yeah,
darn,
I'm with you on that.
But still, a great movie.
Oh, absolutely, great movie.
Yeah,
but the intro, I was like,
and see, I was waiting for this, and this is going to happen tonight, right? Absolutely, I thought it was outstanding. Okay, we'll discuss that later.
But
now, Jeremy, question for you, man. Jeremy, Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. How did you want that story to go, as opposed to how it went?
Completely different than it went. I've read the things that George wrote, or said he wrote back right before the treatment, right before Disney bought. If they followed that, their success would be a lot more than what we're receiving right now, especially from the backlash of The Last Jedi. My God. Y'all talking about the score hitting. I love Force Awakens, tear up. Less for Rogue One. When Last Jedi, by the end of it, I didn't know if I was going back to see another one. So, I don't know.
The nation.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about it. The nation kind of is a consensus to what he's saying. There was a lot of.
Oh my gosh,
there's still a lot of backlash. There's still a lot of backlash.
Hated. Yeah. But do you think it was kind of, we felt more for The Force Awakens because it had been 10 years since we had a last Star Wars? I'll admit that's kind of what did it for me, because the last time we had a Star Wars movie was in 2005, and 10 years later, The Force Awakens comes out, and it's like, we've been waiting 10 years. And I was like, yes, because I was in 5th grade when the third one came out. So I was an adult in 2015, and I was like, this is amazing.
I can get a buzz before I watch it.
This is
get loaded up and let's pull the trigger.
That's exactly what
and it'll be way cooler,
we did that when Phantom Menace came out.
No, did you?
Temporary loss, or I got wrong.
So
nice.
I remember when Phantom. Quick, funny story, real quick. Not to go against the platform here, but Phantom Menace, when it came out, I was actually working at Rainbow Cinema. Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Before it was demolished. You guys remember that?
I was in Ohio.
You weren't born. Okay. No, it was.
No, she was barely born.
Yeah, he was barely born. You were there. You were kicking and screaming. But no, I was working at the theater. I ran I was a projectionist.
Was this 64?
Huh?
1964.
I
was a projectionist.
I learned how to do that in Numb.
Anyways, go ahead.
And I remember the movie being delivered, and it was delivered in an armored truck. True story. Yeah, it really was. Because Star Wars was so like, whoa. A lot of these movies were delivered by like UPS or FedEx or whatever like that, but this movie was like delivered in a true story Wells Fargo, not Wells Fargo, but you know the armored trucks. It was delivered in one of those type of trucks, and I remember me and the manager of the theater, we spliced it and put in, because back then you had to do that, you know, before NOM, and put in the trailers and stuff and tape it to it and everything, and that's the way it was. Just I was so like crazed about it that this movie was like.
It shows up in an armored truck. That's serious business.
Oh, yeah. If you watch Fanboys is based really on reality. If you think about it.
You're right. Exactly right.
True story.
All right, Kate. Question for you right here. Why did you choose the pieces you chose on your leg? Why those? What was it?
That's a big question. So basically, it was just a very stressful process the whole way.
Good choices, though, by the way.
It was so stressful. I basically watched all the movies. I rewatched all the movies, and during the movies, I took notes of my favorite things. So each movie, I had its own separate sheet, and front and back, I was like, okay, I like that.
Well, like walking up. No,
so I created a nice little Word doc, and I sent it to my tattoo artist. Awesome. And he was like, you want all of that on your leg. And this was at the point, like, I had 7 tattoos, little ones that took no more than 2 hours. So I had little tattoos up until that point, and I didn't understand how a leg sleeve worked, which, you know, whatever. And so he's like, yeah, you're going to have to pick maybe 5 of these billion things you just sent me. And then I was like, sure, this is stressful. And I just kind of trusted him with piecing together, you know, you want smaller
the X-Wing driving straight into the storm. Yeah.
So I kind of trusted him on like fitting smaller pieces and bigger pieces together so it just didn't look like one blob. Are there a couple things on it that I would like to change? Of course, not every tattoo is perfect. There are some things I love and hate about it. But basically, I just kind of took some of my favorite scenes and he put them in there. I knew I wanted lightsabers, some of the ships. I have a big stormtrooper on the top of my leg, obviously, and I love that because there's stormtroopers in pretty much every movie. There's lightsabers in every movie.
Right.
So it was a very stressful process for me because I wanted so much, and now I have to move to the back of my leg because the front is finished. So and I'm going to a new artist, so that's another whole thing. I would not recommend.
Will there be a Jabba the Hutt on your leg?
Probably not.
No,
but I do have Tatooine on my leg, so I feel like that semi-counts. You know? And
that does count. It's like, I'm going to get all of y'all, and I'm going to throw it right here.
Yeah.
We're just going to...
And I have the Binary Sunsets, because that's one of my favorite scores. So.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm hearing that now.
Here we go. This one's for Jeremy right here. Jeremy, who is the deepest, darkest Sith Lord of all time? From movies, comic books, anything, canon, not canon, deepest, darkest Sith Lord of all time.
Thinking about that.
Malgus.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
I think Darth Malgus.
I'm trying to think.
I mean, he's back now. That story came back big time. Malgus is he's something else. He's got a plan. He's that's all Republic stuff. So
yeah,
I'm not great knowledgeable about that, but I've watched the videos and that's pretty cool.
My favorite
is Maul. So
Maul's my favorite. I think he's the most underused character, not in Star Wars. He's the most underused character, maybe in movie history.
I agree.
Because the guy is Park is so talented, and they could have done so much more with him. I think they really. I know he had to make a splash at the end of the first movie. I get that, but I think they could have defeated him, but let him live and let him come back. Because I'm telling you, he was that character.
I mean, he is.
But in the first trilogy, though.
For sure, absolutely. I mean, his part in 1 was like, oh crap, this sucks.
Like a minute.
But then he was in Clone Wars, which was awesome. Then he was in Rebels, and then he was in Spoiler Solo.
And then he was in X-Men and played Toad.
Yeah, he did.
What?
You knew that.
I don't watch X-Men.
And G.I. Joe's Cobra.
One fandom here.
Okay. She will only take one at a time, you guys.
I can only know one thing.
But yeah, Toad from the original X-Men film, that was Darth Maul.
Like you said, he's Storm Shadow too, G.I. Joe.
True story.
All right, this one's for Danny.
Oh.
Danny, have you ever cried in the theater at a Star Wars movie?
Absolutely.
Tell me when and why and where.
Oh my goodness.
Please say which time. Please say which time. Which time, really? I mean,
which time? God, I mean, honestly, several times. And the time where, I was with a friend, and I could not express how bad of a baddie Darth Vader really is.
Mm-hmm.
And and that it just really didn't come across in the way I could put it how bad Darth Vader was. And then when episode 3, when Anakin came inside the
Jedi Temple.
Wow.
the Jedi Temple with the younglings, and just killing and everything. And when I looked over to my friend, and I saw her, she got emotional about it, because it was like, now she realized how bad Darth Vader was, and it kind of it physically, mentally, it got to me, like, there it was. And then there was actually, going back to what you were saying with the, that opening score, when the Force Awakens and everything, and I did not go see it the opening night on purpose, because I didn't want to be like, interrupted and all this other good stuff. All the fandoms and fanboys and all this other good shit was going to be in my way. I wanted to have my popcorn, my green monster drink,
My moment
and stuff, and it was for me and me alone. And when that it came out and everything, and I'm the only one in the theater that's going like this.
Yeah.
And there was that. And then also the one that,
These are multiple times you've cried.
and then that's twice. Mm-hmm. And the number 3, the heart-wrenching, honestly, and you guys, I know you're going to feel it too. I'm getting I haven't said chills in a minute on this show, but Han.
Man, dude.
When he
for sure.
That
scene,
that totally just broke my heart. From
That was
Old
bad.
Yella dying, from Kiss Me Scarlet, Going with the Wind, or whatever. I really didn't cry when Going with the Wind. I'm just throwing it out there. They're just those old movies
Yeller's,
and stuff.
yeah.
Old Yella,
Yeah.
yeah. If you didn't cry on Old Yella, you're
kind
like
of heartless.
yeah, you're heartless. You're a Sith Lord yourself. But with Han Solo actually dying, dude, I swear to everything that
Chewie's what's got me. Chewie's reaction, how
Yeah.
upset he was.
yeah.
That
When
was
he
worse.
when he said
that's one
F
time
you
you
really
really want to be
loud,
around him.
yeah, and he
I say
started
that now.
killing everybody. And it needed to happen, and that's what I like
He
about these
snapped,
movies.
bro.
Yeah, he's shooting straight snap. And that's one thing I like about these movies. It brought in like a whole new universe and all this other good stuff. But it brought out emotion in me. If you can bring out like some type of emotion in me in a movie, that's a damn good movie. Even if I think it sucked, if you brought some kind of emotion out of me, when Han died, it just.
Which I heard theories. I don't know if you read anything about it, but Han will be coming back for episode 9 in flashbacks.
Yep.
So I think that'll be
I heard
pretty cool to kind of end the trilogy in a positive light, so viewers don't just remember him tragically getting
I'm sad
stabbed
about
by
it, okay?
his son.
You had to bring that shit.
Well, there's also a theory that he killed himself. That he took the saber and put it in himself.
No.
Then he clicked the button, but that's
No,
Usually
that didn't happen.
That's a huge theory out
Dude,
there.
he was a pirate. Pirates don't want to die. They
Yeah.
want to live. They want
bet.
to survive and stuff. And Han was a top of space
This
pirate.
next one is for Jeremy. Jeremy, give me your favorite Star Wars moment of all time. When you watched a movie at that particular time that hit you and you was just like, this is the best thing I've ever seen.
Duel of Fates.
Dude, I agree.
Hands down.
When it and he pulled that and he pulled his hood off
Your phone.
and I was like,
Yeah.
I remember sitting in that movie theater and that music started playing and they said, we got
thinking
this.
about it.
And I remember what went through my head, and we can cuss on this show. I remember what went through my head, and here's exactly what went through my head was these words.
No beeps.
This was exactly what through my head was these words. I said, no, motherfuckers, you don't. And that was what was going through my head. Because I was sitting there watching him, and I was like, through that whole movie, he don't even say, I think he says, what is it, 7 words or something? Less than 7, 8 words?
Yeah, it's like-
And I'm sitting there watching this movie, and I'm watching this dude move, and I'm watching how he is, and I'm like, this dude is a absolute assassin.
Yep.
He is fixing to wreck somebody's career. And I'm sitting there, and then all of a sudden you hear,
You're done. You clock out, boy. Go home.
all of a sudden you hear, dun, dun, and then you see them go, we got this, and I swear on my life, the thing that went to my head is, no motherfuckers, you don't, and they didn't, dude. He toyed with them.
Yep.
I mean, bro, I was sitting there like, I've always been for bad guys, bro. I grew up rough. And I've always pulled for bad guys. Like, you can walk in my movie room in there, and it's Goodfellas and Godfather on the wall. That's just my mentality. I've always, look what's sitting here. I've always pulled for bad guys. And this dude is the baddest of the bad, bro. He moves better than anybody. And he unleashed on them dudes like it was so nasty how bad that dude moved. I'm with you on that. That's my favorite one. That's why I felt when you said that, I was like, thank you, God. I'm not alone.
It's awesome.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right. So now, let's see here. Let's see, what's the next question here? Kate,
Yes.
give me your perfect ending to this trilogy in this next movie. What do you want to see in this movie?
Damn, that's pretty deep.
Wow.
We're
that's
all
a-
four going to answer this one.
I'm now a
Kate's
filmmaker
leading
and
us on.
producer, so thank you.
If Kate Fickell can pick up the scraps from The Last Jedi and make this trilogy, let's say this. Let's reword this.
That would suck.
Yeah, this
Now
is
that I
like
think of it,
serious. I don't want
Let's-
this damn question.
Wait,
I really
let's
don't.
reword
No,
this.
I'm
Let's
okay with
reword
this.
it.
I'm okay with this question.
Let's reword it. They left it. They handed it to Kate Fickell and said, "Kate Fickell, fix this and make this the best trilogy ever made."
I mean,
What would you do?
Ooh. I know, now that you put it that way, I mean, no one hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans.
Absolutely.
And
True.
it's stressful. I mean, no one has the intent of making a bad movie, and Justin Smith has said this. Like, no one goes out there with the intent, like, we're going to make this the shittiest movie of all.
Ever.
Like, no
We're gonna get all this
producer,
money
director-
and
yeah.
lightsabers, and we're gonna screw it all up
Unless you're Ryan
in your
Johnson.
face.
I mean, it's no one's intention to make a bad movie, so when you put it that way, it stresses me out to think, like, how should it end? You know, what would make everyone happy to be like, okay, I feel complete, this is good, we're done, Disney, stop making so many Star Wars movies. I definitely
Don't
want
listen to her, Disney.
No.
Keep going.
Well,
maybe not one a year, that's a bit much. Like,
No.
I kind of like the
Yeah.
anticipation of 3-year gap or whatever,
2 years
but
at least, yeah.
yeah, every year is like, oh girl, slow down.
I'll give you my money every year. Once a year.
I mean, I
Everybody's
will
the same
see
way,
every
but-
movie and everything, but just slow it down. I definitely want to find out who's Ray's parents are. She kind of had the Luke moment when he was on Dagobah, when she was on when she was on, I don't even remember.
R2?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
even remember how to pronounce it.
The Rippers from
so we were
Georgia.
getting there, we
That's
were
all that
ready,
counts.
and then it was just her, and that was it. So I want to know who her parents are, because I don't think they're just some random drunks that left her. Or maybe they are, I don't know. My dream would be that Rey and Kylo are twins, because in the extended universe that is now Legends, they had twins, and so that would be ideal.
And another.
And another named
Hey,
Anakin.
yeah.
Dark Ages, guys.
But
That's
I
it.
don't think that's really going to happen. I don't think they're going to make Rey and Kylo twins, which is disappointing.
But their names are similar too, though. Ray and Ren.
Victor?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
People don't ever mention that, but that's something that needs to be mentioned. Their
Yeah,
names are similar.
That's true.
You know?
How do they have that
curious-
connection too?
That's true. But it could also be like maybe Snoke's allowing them to connect. But
Snoke's
then
fine.
he died so quickly, so I feel like they're gonna bring Snoke back. I'm curious to see how they're gonna kill off Leia, and I don't know. I don't really know.
Jeremy, same question to you.
I know it's stressful.
Wipe it all back, bring George Lucas back, let him finish what he was going to do.
But
Or that
Lucas-
too.
But I'm going to tell you,
Hey,
after
what?
The Last Jedi, I didn't go see
Bring back-
Solo.
You
I did not go see Solo.
I think that's the
Star Wars
best
movie I
movie
did
they've
ever
done. I think it's the best movie they've done.
Rogue One to me was better than Solo. And I hated The Last Jedi. When Luke was killed off, I wanted to kill somebody myself.
I'm gonna have to agree. I kind of liked Rogue better than. I mean, don't get me wrong, Solo was great, but I feel like they pushed agendas too
Well,
much.
and they put it back
and,
to back too quickly.
and the cast, they could have cast a better Han. I'm just saying. He had the mannerisms, but not the voice, and it took me out a little bit.
When
I mean, nobody's a Harrison Ford. I mean, that's going to be some
I
big
know, but-
shoes to fill, some, you know. I know.
Agreed.
I mean, really.
Why do they keep taking characters
Let
from
me ask
Game
you
of
a question.
Thrones? Stop it.
Well, let me ask you a question. Who in the world would want to try to fill Han Solo's shoes?
That's, I mean, that was pretty
One of the most
that's some
iconic
brass that he
movie
came to it and
characters
said,
of all
yeah,
time.
No
I'll
doubt.
do this. You know, I can do it. You know, a little smart ass. You
I
know.
think Solo's important because it filled a lot of gaps. It showed you how he got his last name, how Chewie and them met, how the Millennium Falcon lost the front piece, how they made the castle
Right.
run, yada yada yada. So it filled a lot
Most
of gaps.
importantly, it brought them all back
And
to the screen.
That
Yes.
was amazing. I remember sitting in the theater going,
Yeah.
what the?
I know.
And think of this. I did not go see it in the movies. I had to see crap on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, that,
Oh, no.
no, that was another time I was in that theater, and I was like the only one in the theater like doing like this, and everybody looking at me like I was completely stupid. But I'm sorry.
I lost it,
yes,
too.
I mean I lost it completely.
Ray got a lot of backlash because everyone was like, "Well, he's not as in shape as he used to be. His face is a little bit rounder."
Jesus Christ is 50-something years old by this time.
I was
It's a
like,
mall.
"Jeez, yeah." Fans were hating on Ray Park
I
because
think-
he wasn't as skinny as he was.
And he was
when
having
In
a reply to that.
97 when they was filming
like,
it?
oh, your face got rounder.
97,
Me
98?
too,
Yeah.
but relax.
And you know he was getting attacked on social media about that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, he left the 501st officially because fans, separate occasion, I think, but Ray officially left the 501st Legion because fans were being shitheads.
That's stupid. I mean, all you guys that were
Right.
fans that were being stupid on that situation, just go outside and
You know what's? Here's what's
Yeah.
funny.
get on with yourself.
Here's what's funny,
That's
man.
too.
Y'all are the cancer of
Really?
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like she said, nobody hates Star Wars. Star Wars fans. That's
Yeah.
you know, and they're brutal. And a lot of them's new age Star Wars fans. They haven't been in the trenches. They haven't been in the
Yeah,
trenches.
we've been in the trenches. I
Yeah,
mean,
we've been in
absolutely.
the trenches. Now, here's my perfect ending to it, and I talked about this the last time we did this video. Kate and I talked about it. I want Kylo Ren to win. I want the dark side to reign, and here's why I want that. If you want to make a splash and you want to be remembered for all time,
Go out and conquer.
quit doing status quo. Quit doing good conquers everything. This whole series has been based on him being struggling with his mind. He's struggling with his emotions. He looks like an emotional wreck.
His
But
daddy.
it's also shown him grow. It's also shown him he was just out of his mind in the first movie. In the second movie, you could tell he started out of his mind, then his anger kicked in, but you could tell he's growing. The scene where he goes, when he sees Luke Skywalker standing there and he says, I want every gun we have, unload everything you got on him right now. That is exactly what I would do. That is to a T what I would do.
Yeah.
I would say, unload everything we got. And then that one guy goes, you think we got him? You know what I'm saying? You think we got him, bro?
Keep going until y'all, you know,
but
lights are out. Keep shooting at him. Okay.
Here's my point on that, though. You want to make a splash and you want to make something that's going to stick in people's heads. How can you make anything like that happen? It's the same thing in Strikes Back when he tells him he's his father. You're like, man, yeah, and then everybody's like, holy hell! This is before social media,
Yeah.
and everybody in the theater was like, what the hell is going on? Like, what the hell is going on? So, in my thing, you want that splash? Let him win, and here's why. Let the bad guys reign. Let the dark side take over. Because everybody knows when we go see this next movie, everybody here, everybody across the world is thinking, okay, they're going to win.
To close
It's
it.
close it. Good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean-
Same old shit we've seen over and over.
But
and
it's been kind of following that same like type of pattern though. You know, I'll finish it. I'll let you finish
I'm
your
almost
point.
done. I'm almost done.
You know, go ahead and
Let him win for a couple of reasons. One, he's been just cast out as this blooming idiot that can't control himself, and he's lost, and
No control
He
over
can't
his
control his
emotions,
emotions, and he wrecked the Jedi Temple that they were trying to rebuild, and he's told Rey all this stuff, and Rey picks up a lightsaber, never touched one, and she's as powerful as him, and I'm sitting here thinking,
Yeah.
this dude's grown, bro. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell that should have ever happened in that first movie. That I almost got up and walked out. Disney's done a couple of things. They've pushed certain agendas that I'm totally against.
Exactly, the agenda thing for sure.
I'm almost. There's a couple of times I almost wanted to walk out, but out of the love of Star Wars, I didn't. I suffered through it. So, but at the end of the day, you want that all-time splash.
Yeah.
I want to see people's faces when he strikes Rey down.
That's happening.
And he strikes Rey down, And he's hold on, we're almost done. Then you can add it.
Okay.
And he strikes Ray down, and he's standing there, and you just see these armies rolling up on, and he's standing there, and you see the sun setting, and you see these armies just rolling up, and he's sitting there, and he's brought somebody in as his understudy or something, and he's victorious. You want to splash, and then the credits roll.
Yeah.
And then you want to splash, let that happen.
I'm telling you, that would be completely badass. I mean, totally. I mean,
it would be just like Infinity Wars times 10. Times 10. And they got to do something. If they want, and I'm going to say this, and we had a whole hour-long episode of Marvel versus Star Wars, who's got the greatest movie franchise of all time. And it was 2-on-2. And it was Marvel. Danny and Peebs said Marvel, and Bradley and I said Star Wars, and we battled for an hour. And I chose Star Wars just because what it's been for so long, longevity. To me, Marvel is a Johnny come lately, but they are thrashing everybody right now.
There's a lot of good movies coming out this year.
So if Star Wars wants to flip that script, let him win.
Marvel with you later.
Let him win.
We'll win for later.
All right, go ahead, Danny.
With mine, I thought the Force Awakens and the Last Jedi and all this other good stuff, perfect. And let me tell you why.
Wait, what's perfect?
He's drunk.
No.
What was perfect?
Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, absolutely perfect. The reason being is because it did exactly what the opposite of what I thought was going to happen. Snoke's like super Billy badass. You just notice that scar coming through there, the same like little indentation inside Darth Vader's like, it was the light and the dark that was separated from each other. Even though he got killed, he could have survived. Per the books, he could have survived and became, something else. They could have separated. Huh? Yeah. There was that possibility that could have been like, Darth Vader. Yeah, I mean, the light and dark separated. He was struck down. The dark could have been over, and it could have been like something huge. And Snoke could have been this like big old huge whatever, and he was jack shit. Struck down just like that, just like Thanos, snapping a finger, just straight up dying. Yeah. And and then Luke Skywalker, which has been built up since that closing scene of The Force Awakens and everything. It was like so built up. And then it came in and he was like teetotal badass out of nowhere. And what happened was it was a Force ghost. The entire, he kind of projected himself there. And then, he dies. I mean, he's going to be in the other movies and stuff like that as the Force Ghost and stuff. And that's where it should be. He should not be out there willing out a saber and stuff, doing some badass whatever and stuff. And also like with the lightsaber fights and everything that they were showing, it was kind of primitive, just like it was in episodes 3, 4, 5 4, 5 and 6, where it's kind of it's not Yoda flipping all over the place and doing all this like straight up techniques or whatever. And that's what I liked. It was more primitive because that style was lost. And it was the same inside these. I'm glad that they took it back. I mean, if they did that on purpose, great. If you didn't, good job for it. I don't know. I mean, but as far as where it's going to go from here, I agree with you. I think what you said, as far as like Kylo Ren coming in and just completely dominating it all and all this other, it's not going to happen. I'm just going to let you know.
If they want to splash it, shouldn't?
No, I think it's going to be split.
It does happen?
No, it's not. In fact, no, it's not going to happen. But the possibilities.
I'm hearing way too much of this going to happen.
No, it's not. It's not. Everything I heard was going to happen did not happen, and that's the way that they're going to do with this one. It's not going to happen. Do I think Kylo Ren's going to die? No. Do I think he's going to come back to the light?
He's not going to be redeemed.
Let me throw this at you.
I think so.
What if Kylo does win and they started the Imperial March? And it shows those armies marching, and he's standing up over a ridge watching these armies.
I mean, granted, I would be completely.
Would you be satisfied?
I'd be okay with it because Battlefront 2, you play as the Empire, and it's a nice fresh breath of air.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I'd be entertained, but I don't think it'll happen.
Up, brother. Like, let the bad guys win.
I mean, I want it to happen. I would enjoy it, but will I think it happened? No, absolutely.
Let him keep mature. Because I'm gonna tell you this right now. I don't think anybody at this table is gonna argue this. He is without a doubt the best actor in any of these new ones.
Hands down.
Not even close, in my opinion.
I mean, it's pretty good.
He is unbelievable. Adam Driver is unbelievable as an actor.
I mean, he's definitely he's going to have an Oscar on his bathroom shelf one day. I mean, I completely agree with that.
For Force Awakens, he said in an interview that the reason he could portray Kylo and be as pissed off as he was all the time, he said, "Try being in this mask and this all this stuff forever." He would just sit and heat
pissed off.
and he's pissed off.
Nice.
I like that. So that's the stuff I like to hear. Like Ledger. Did you hear how Ledger got into the Joker? Did you hear about that?
And
He locked himself.
Literally tried to go insane.
He locked himself inside of a shed in
Yeah.
Iowa.
Really?
It was a shed in Iowa. And he watched A Clockwork Orange on repeat over and over
that'll do it.
and over.
Yeah, that would bring me to
If you
craziness.
go and watch The Clockwork Orange and you see the mannerisms and characters in there, you'll see that portrayed through that Joker he did. That's how he got in the character. Same thing. So I didn't know that, but that's awesome. If that was to happen and the Imperial March of all things starts blaring through those speakers, I swear I will get up and I will do it. Thank you, thank you. Here's the thing.
It's not America.
Well, good. I mean, here's the thing about it, though.
I mean, bad guys aren't going to win in the third.
Everything changes.
It's not going to happen.
Nobody.
I think with the end of it.
No.
This story, yes.
This will not be the end of it.
Nobody thinks.
I promise you.
Yeah,
Nobody-
Disney's not going to cut it there.
Would this storyline? Yes.
You know that some people thought that, comic book purists thought there's a chance they might let Thanos win in Infinity Wars. There's a chance they might. And when he snapped his fingers and then these people just start turning to dust, dude, everybody's like,
That was some brass.
oh, what the hell? This dude just made let me just tell you this. This guy just made $600 million nationally.
Yeah.
Not worldwide, nationally in Black
Domestically,
Panther.
yeah.
Domestically. And he just turned to dust? And I'm sitting here going, oh, hell no.
How much is it going to make when he comes
Oh,
back?
shit, bro. Like,
Oh, you're alive.
the
We're
dude
gonna
just
give him a
made
couple
six.
more
And I'm sitting here
bucks.
like, oh, shit, dude, Spider-Man's turning to dust? And I'm sitting here going, damn, dude, nobody expected that. Nobody expected that.
Yeah, my daughter cried in Spider-Man.
Well, a lot of people thought, like Captain's going out and Iron Man's going to go out and they're going to hand the mantle over. And then there's the last people you thought was going to survive.
Yeah.
And then they survive and then the younglings died. So you're sitting here like, Star Wars, please do that. Do that. Rock on with it.
Yeah.
But it's the last scene of the trilogy.
They keep saying this is going to be the end of the Skywalker thing. No, it's not going to be. I promise you.
Yeah, no, I mean, we'll come back and like
Skywalker
Force
had to
Ghost.
live on?
Yeah,
I say it keeps going.
Huh?
You can't stop it. I mean, you can't stop it.
Final thoughts.
Too much to be said. Too much more story to be told.
Final thoughts on
On
Star
this
Wars in
trilogy,
general.
done.
Star Wars in general, final thoughts. Moving forward, what do you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I think there's a lot of cool kid stuff coming out too. Star Wars Kids is now on YouTube, and they're making little shorts for them. So I think it's really cool because, like you were saying before, it's very generational. There's something for every generation, and I think Star Wars does a good job kind of mapping that out for each generation. And I enjoy watching the kid stuff too, and
yeah.
I'm sure they enjoy I'm sure they enjoy the adult stuff. And at its purity, I mean, Star Wars is a huge fan base, and yes, there are terrible fans within that fan base, but it brings people together, and I think it's a really cool cosplay community, comic books, movies, fan art. The fan awards were awesome.
Yeah.
You guys should check those out as well. So I think it's a really cool community if you find the right people for it, and I'm always going to love it no matter what, and I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Yeah.
Jeremy?
What I see it going?
Final thoughts. What do you think overall? Like, where's it going?
It's been the most important thing in my life for many years. Got me through losing my sister years ago, and I'm just hoping that it continues building, not going away like they think. So it's
you want
inspired
the
a lot of
legacy to
people.
keep rolling on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
Absolutely.
My final thoughts is it was in my childhood. It's present day with me. I've taken my kids to see it. If you don't like Star Wars and you're not into any kind of sci-fi or anything, I get it. It's not for everybody.
Loser.
But the ones who it does touch their heart or it's near and dear, you're so excited to talk about it. You're so excited to express how you feel about it. You feel like it's part of your family. It's part of your makeup.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's home.
And a lot of
That's
people,
home.
I'll tell anybody, I'm like, they're like, and I see people in the weight room, you know, and they're like, you know, you're pumping irons up. Yeah, this dude's a Star Wars nerd. Yes, call me a nerd, whatever you want to brand me. I love it. Love it.
Card carrying.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I walk in the room and they're like, yeah, that's a Star Wars nerd.
That's my final thoughts. Is I just, you know, and Disney's done, and it's a whole other episode, and I don't want to get into it. Disney's done a ton of things that I totally disagree with.
Amen.
It's like they've pushed their agenda on something that's pure, and I don't want your agenda, bro.
Yep.
Put the movie out. I don't
that's
care
for
what
sure.
you're
A whole episode.
Yeah,
right
screw
there.
your agenda. Stay off of
SJW.
that, man. That
Social justice.
that itself, the agenda, the conversation when
I
it
don't
comes to
care
this.
about your agenda, bro.
Nope.
I mean, just
Tell the story.
Yeah, but here's why. Because I mean, you're telling you're giving me your agenda through something that's pure. Right. Star Wars is one of the most purest forms of entertainment of all time.
Yeah,
it's its own universe. It's its own money. It's its own everything. We don't need your agenda to implement and poison this pure form of entertainment for not just people in America, everywhere on this planet, dude. And that's my closing thought. Is give us a good night's movie. Throw us a curveball. Let something major happen at the end. Don't give us a status quo. Ren and Rey's on a ledge and they battle and she dives her lightsaber in and he dies and then everybody, there's parties everywhere. You know, don't give me that, bro.
Yeah,
We already had that. Return
no, I don't want that to happen. I don't see that happening at all.
Please, God, don't let that happen, dude. Like, I mean, my favorite movie is Empire. I think it's everybody's. And then my second favorite is Revenge of the Sith because they reigned supreme and it was dark and it was grimy and I'm like, yes, you got to see how dark and grimy. And everybody's like, I don't like doing the prequel.
We're stupid.
Bullshit. I love them. I love every one of them. I don't care what anybody says. I love Phantom Menace. I love them all.
And they shut down the prequel of Boba Fett, which I was stoked about that.
I heard they bring it back.
I haven't heard anything about it. I heard they cut the wires on that.
They're not changing the name and bringing.
Somebody's got to give the rest of the people that has not read about it.
That's going to be set between Revenge of the Sith and New Hope.
Okay.
Yeah, The Mandalorian and then Cassian Andor new thing is going to be on Disney+.
That one's I'm not really excited about.
I mean,
you aren't. No. I know. I'm like midway.
No, I think they need to bring the whole entire lore of the bounty hunter all out. The whole entire story of Boba Fett himself. It needs to be known. I mean, because really, Boba Fett in the original Star Wars movie, it was like, hey, there's a guy. He's got a green helmet. He looks kind of cool. Then he's gone.
Yeah.
That's all you get. I mean, what's the significance? And that's for the people that has not read the books or read whatever's going on with it.
That whole lineup there when Vader's telling them to go out searching.
That's a lineup.
You could sit there and do a TV show on each one of them. Right?
Yeah, you could. I mean,
he's going to be in the Mandalorian.
Good.
So that's one of them.
I mean, it's limitless.
Well, let's shut this one down, guys. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. If you're a Star Wars fan of any kind, please comment.
Absolutely.
Please tell us your thoughts. Please tell us the direction you want it to go. Please tell us anything that we've said that we, you may shed some more light on. We're welcome to any kind of comments back and forth. We love it. Please hit subscribe to the channel if you want more content such as this. Please hit the bell for the notifications so when we do upload videos, you guys will get the first notifications of it and check it out. With that being said, this is A Reel and a Beer and we are out.
May the force be with you.
Oh, there's that too.
Always.
Look at there. Right on.